So we will start with, we will have next a poem by Magick from the Extinction Rebellion. I'd like to introduce Magick.
Hi, good evening. You know, one of the biggest changes in the left right now is that, like Mike has created tonight, we are becoming coalitions across all issues because all of the issues are based on the systemic problems that we're dealing with that focus on instead of how we can give to each other what we can take from this earth. So that is the shift that's happening. I'm part of Extinction Rebellion, and yeah, that's right. And we are a climate crisis. We're facing that issue, all of us. And I want to make clear that there's two aspects to Extinction Rebellion. One of them is to be out in the streets, shutting business down as usual, and then creating spaces like we did last week in which we painted murals for 12 blocks on the street. We shut down Wells Fargo entrances, Chase Manhattan, Bank of America, and we created music and dance. We created within the commons of this city the culture we want. And the other aspect is that we are actually working to learn what democracy would actually look like if all voices counted and it wasn't a voting contest for who's going to win or lose, but everyone's rights and respect is recognized as important. So that's called horizontal democracy, and it's a way of having citizen assemblies and people's assemblies in which we come together on common ground. We've always been told we couldn't do that. We have to fight on one side or the other. That's not true. All of us want clean air. All of us want good education for our children. All of us want a land and food that's good, and to be able to create. So we actually have so much common ground, and we are social animals. We don't hate each other. We've never hated each other, and we need to come back to that. So the first thing, I just want to talk a little bit about where we're at. Since we started with a ritual, all over the planet there still exists rituals to connect us to the earth and her amazing resiliency. For over 40 years, science has been revealing to us the dire situation that our actions have created that are pushing the Earth's systems out of balance. The very systems that sustain life, and yet science and all the evidence has not shifted the dominant paradigm. Why? Science wakes us up and shows us the horrific results of our exploitation. Even though our minds can understand the facts, it is our hearts that can give us the courage we need to stand for and protect all of life's creatures and systems. It is only when we surrender our egocentric belief that we are in charge, that our minds are the greatest power on earth, that we can bow down to our hearts and, loving the earth, trust in her abilities to heal and rebalance. Then we can withstand the onslaught that pushes us into fear and hate. What helped us survive fear, fright, flight, fight is now killing us. What will help us survive is that we are interconnected to all life on the planet. And it is important, extremely important to spread the word of our scientific findings. But at a certain point, we need to trust in the mystery of her ways. Reroot ourselves in this blue-green gem. We cannot actually know what could happen if we would get out of the way of her healing powers. We need to trust her. Only when we stop poisoning her body, clear-cutting her lungs, abusing other species, and stealing her oil and jewels, can we know what she is capable of. Only when we love her with all our hearts, and only use organizing tools based on biomimicry. Do people know that term, biomimicry? Wonderful. Then we can move deeper into our hearts. So she can do this. We can't let the scientific mind be the total way that we do this because that's fear-based. We have to balance that with our love for this planet. So pick a tree or a species or something and talk to it and tell it you're going to stand by it. You're not going to let anybody mess with it anymore. Pick something that you love and fight for it. So this is a poem that embodies the idea of being animals, being wild. We are becoming wild again, roaming the streets of the walled cities, demanding justice. We are becoming wild, refusing to obey, to submit, to accept the lies, refusing to let ourselves be imprisoned by our fears. Our fears will make us all the more ferocious. We are like tigers pacing on the freeways, stopping traffic, stopping the machine. We are the elephants stampeding to rescue our children from the jaws of death. We are snarling in our hunger for justice. We are sharks ready to devour anyone that will pollute the waters of the earth. We are wild animals. Does anybody feel like they're a wild animal in there somewhere? Yes. If you want to make any noises that go along with the animals, I love that. I love that. Yeah, let's howl. Sweet. We are wild animals, refusing to believe that anyone owns the body of the Great Mother. We are roaring like lions, screeching like owls, with ancient wisdom that the laws of man are a trick to protect thieves and tyrants. And we are wild animals, declaring our allegiance to the earth, to earth justice, to the laws of nature, that love is power, that there's more life in a single petal of a rose than ever pulsed through the hearts of dictators and military generals. Police have become thugs and criminals, putting our brothers and sisters in prisons in the name of progress and profit. We will laugh like hyenas in the face of fascism, shake our rattles like snakes, hissing and slithering through the halls and malls where they sell her perfect body in little plastic packages that smell of death. We are becoming wild again, and we will fly with the eagle that refuses to be used as a symbol of war anymore. When we destroy the dams, we will once again understand the language that comes out of the mouths of rivers. We will converse with the spirits of the rainforest as we drive out the oil drillers that are pillaging paradise. We will tie the likes of the Koch brothers and the Walmart family to the mighty oaks and have them take magic mushrooms until all they want to do is hug trees, beg for mercy, and sing hymns of praise to the Great Mother. We are becoming wild again, and the laws of the universe will protect us. The law that love conquers all, that there is nothing more fierce than a mother wolf fighting for the lives of her cubs. We are gathering in herds, swarming like bees in the open. We will not hide, only to be hunted down and picked off one by one. We have all been in the cages of zoos too long, waiting to become extinct. We had almost forgotten that humans comes from humus. We are rerouting ourselves in this black earth because black is beautiful. Oh, Mother Africa, we remember now where we came from. We are wild women, wild warriors. When words fail, we will howl and cry and wail and scream and stomp our feet. We are becoming wild again, and freedom never tasted so fucking good.
Magick, thank you so much. The arts, as you can tell, the arts are extremely important to the environmental movement, and having Magick's poetry at our first event and now at this event is a real treat.